A stunning voice note has just surfaced on Britney Spears' social media, exposing the hidden religion of the entertainment industry elite, and, most dangerously, naming A-list names personally involved in child sacrifice ceremonies. Has Britney just signed her own death warrant? Britney alleges that Beyoncé is a high-ranking figure in a hidden occult order, an order where innocence itself becomes currency, and unspeakable offerings are made to a dark lord that the elites serve in secret. She says everybody in the industry knows the truth, and that's why the mainstream media don't expose Beyoncé. They kneel before her, treating her like the queen of their occult empire. But here's where it gets really dangerous. Britney has the receipts, and they're truly damning. Watch this right now, because if history has taught us anything, it's that the internet has a way of making inconvenient videos disappear fast. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. In recent weeks, Britney has been bravely stepping out of the shadows and naming names in what she describes as a lifelong nightmare of elite control. She's begun speaking openly about the brutal systematic trauma she says was inflicted on her. MK Ultra monarch programming, occult abuse, disassociation triggers, the intentional shattering of a child star into a programmable beta kitten for the industry elite's most sadistic VIPs, including Jeffrey Epstein. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. In her most dangerous revelation yet, Britney dropped a mysterious audio note on social media, pointing the finger directly at Beyoncé Knowles, who she says was promoted to high priestess in the entertainment industry Illuminati as soon as she married Jay-Z.
Britney decided to pick up her phone, record an audio note, and post it on YouTube for the world to hear and not make any money from it. On Britney's Twitter link to the initially unlisted video, that link is gone. And yeah, it's not listed on a YouTube channel. On my Twitter feed, when I saw that Britney Spears had posted some random YouTube link with no context, and I listened to what she said, I had a feeling it wouldn't last on YouTube long. So yeah, it's now gone.
I really gotta say this, even though I'm like literally shaking. I can't hold it in anymore. Nobody understands the power Beyoncé has. Like, nobody. After she got with Jay, they made her high priestess in the Illuminati. Just like that. That's not a joke. That's some dark, dark shit. And she wears that Baphomet jewelry everywhere. That disgusting goat-headed thing hanging on her like a trophy. She's not hiding it anymore.
Britney is in good company. Those who have worked closely with Beyoncé and her sister Solange have consistently made the same accusations of extreme witchcraft, involving the darkest of sacrifices.
Beyoncé commonly wears a Baphomet ring, which I found interesting because in September of 2018, her drummer Kimberly Thompson quit the live band and sought a restraining order accusing the singer of extreme witchcraft. According to Thompson, Beyoncé is involved in quote-unquote dark magic and uses quote-unquote magic spells of sexual Thompson also alleged that Beyoncé had tapped her phones and was controlling her finances and even killed her cat.
While the mainstream media continue to gaslight the public about these claims, Britney understands the importance of warning the public about the clear and present danger of existing in the same world as Beyoncé.
She's mastered all the dark arts, the spells, the curses, even the death spells. She'll look you right in the eyes and whisper your end into existence. Yeah, she does the sex magic like the rest of them, but bae, she's a fully paid up energy vampire. The real deal. She doesn't play around with it, she lives it.
For those who know where to look, there's plenty of evidence to support Britney's allegations.
Beyoncé made headlines and sent theorists into a frenzy when she famously froze up at a basketball game, many claiming this was a sign of her conditioning or brainwashing, as we see many celebrities freeze up like this. Or maybe she was just bored. All jokes aside, almost every Beyoncé video, appearance, and performance is heavily influenced with occult symbolism, such as the triangle representing the all-seeing eye, like the time when she came out and made this symbol at the Super Bowl and the power blacked out.
Then, Britney dropped a bomb that guaranteed TMZ wouldn't cover the story. TMZ are a limited hangout, designed to convince the public that celebrity scandals are never darker than the trash they publish on their front page. Mainstream media gatekeepers are an integral part of the Illuminati system.
And the worst part? God, I don't even know if I can get this out. She took my baby. My own child. She ate my kid like it was a bucket of chicken with hot sauce. I watched her tear into that little body and revel in it. Grease all over her face, smiling, moaning, like it was the best thing she'd ever tasted. She was laughing. Then she started speaking in that evil tongue, some ancient African language that sounds like it came straight out of hell. The words were slithering out of her mouth, and right after...
What Britney explains next, what the entertainment industry Illuminati, including Beyonce and Jay-Z, are like when the masks come off, should chill you to the core. Because never forget, we are all their prey. These energy vampires are preying on all of us through their spiritual warfare and occult mega rituals, designed to install fear and negativity for their satanic agenda. Credo Mutwa, the great African traditionalist, explains the root of Beyonce's evil.
These creatures are harvesting us. These creatures are not aliens, Mr. Ike. These creatures are sexually compatible with our women. And what does that tell you? It tells you that they came from here. They are part of us. African tradition says that the Chitawuli fatten on the energy that we human beings give them. They make us to fight each other. And when the whole land is drowning in death and fear and terror, when hundreds and hundreds of people are angry and afraid, the Chitawuli get fat because they eat that what we call the dark power.
Some of us are more vulnerable to the energy of vampires than others. Britney Spears, Princess Diana, different lives, different eras, but the same red bloodline, Rh negative. These people aren't ordinary. And if you're Rh negative yourself, you might want to pay attention to what Britney Spears says next. Warning, this is not for the faint of heart. More after this important word from our sponsor. Brooke Burke. Yes, the fitness legend from Dancing with the Stars hit 50 and got blindsided. Unexplained weight gain, muscle loss, and energy tanked. Sound familiar? The system is happy to let women waste their time and money following fad diets and big pharma fixes that absolutely don't work. Realizing this, Brooke flipped the script. She found one simple thing, biohacking with a specific protein that made her leaner, stronger, and healthier than ever. At 53, her abs are tighter than over a decade ago. She calls it her secret weapon, and it's not some nasty pill or expensive scam. She's spilling all the secrets in a free video that recently went viral. Her method takes less than a minute a day and doesn't involve any insane diets. Want the truth? Visit tonyprotein.com/TPV. Links below. That's tonyprotein.com/TPV. Watch it now for the no bullshit truth about weight loss that Big Pharma absolutely doesn't want you to know about. Did you know that 85% of the human population has a blood factor in common with a rhesus monkey? This is known as Rh positive. But the remaining 15% possess a blood type that defies the laws of evolution. Rh negative people have a high degree of intuition, vivid dreams, and a natural resistance to the frequency control of the Matrix. They represent a threat to the hidden powers that run the world. A threat the satanic elite will stop at nothing to neutralize. Britney says that when the satanic elite are at their most excited, when they're angry or aroused, they drop their mask. And when you see them for what they really are, you'll understand why so many ancient cultures speak of reptilians and shape-shifting forms.
And right after, she shapeshifted, right there in front of me, into her reptilian form. Cold eyes, scales, everything. It was pure intimidation, a warning, like she was saying, this is what I am, and I can do whatever I want to you. When she gets excited or angry, that's when the worst happens. She can't hold her human form. She turns into a full demon. I've seen it in her, and I've seen it in so many of them in this industry. In their worst moments, the mask melts off. They can't control it. I'm so scared saying this, but you guys need to know the truth.
Britney isn't the first person to see Beyonce in her non-human form. Not even close to the first. Beyonce regularly shapeshifts during her emotional moments during her performances. Some of these disturbing moments have even been caught on film.
I found a video claiming to show her shapeshifting into a horrible demon-like entity, which I thought of course was doctored video, but I was actually able to find the original poster of the video, a superfan that had simply uploaded her POV of the performance. The excuse was that the lighting made her eyes appear black because they were nearly closed, but that's not what we're worried about here.
In nature, when two different species interbreed, the offspring is sterile. Yet, when an Rh-negative mother carries an Rh-positive child, her immune system treats the baby as a foreign invader and attacks it. That's no coincidence. It points to something extraordinary. The Rh-negative blood didn't originate from the same source as the rest of humanity. It's a non-human gene. So, where did it come from? Ancient Sumerian texts and the Book of Enoch tell of beings known as Watchers, or the Anunnaki, who descended to Earth and mingled with humankind. According to these ancient texts, Rh-negative blood is the surviving evidence of that ancient hybridization, what they call the bloodline of the gods. This would explain why royal families and secret societies are obsessed with preserving certain bloodlines, because they believe this blood carries unique qualities that set them apart from everybody else.
You come from a family that people have described it as a Illuminati family. Is that how you would describe it?
I come from a family that they believe they are descendants of the old gods. They believe that they are carriers of a seed line that gives them the divine right to rule. And that is what gives them justification spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, scientifically to dominate the lesser species known as humans. Humans literally means a lesser species of man. And they do not believe they are a human in the same way. They believe they are something other than. And that's descendants of this hierarchical ruling species that is from the celestial realm that descended in the days of Jared and came down and procreated with the daughters of men. And that they still trace their seed line back to Gilgamesh, till Nimrod. And so this is what the dynastic families believe they have, is a superiority in their genetics on one side and the ability to commune with the divine. And so their children are progenitors of these, some might call them abreactions, mutations, these skills, psychic abilities, that kind of stuff, all variants of it. And so they raise up their children in this path with which involves a tremendous amount of shattering of the soul and the identity so that there's compartmentalization within, and it allows them the ability to train their child up in a way that makes them conducive towards the family. I call them the family. That's what I called them. You know, it's a better word for mafia than anything else. But no, we didn't call ourselves, like my family wouldn't ever call themselves Illuminists. They're Luciferian, that's for certain. They worship Hallel and Shahar, as he's really known, but different reasons than what people are ascribed to, you know.
Brittany knows there's only one way to escape this occult nightmare. Wake people up, and do it fast. Expose the darkness at the heart of the entertainment industry. Name the handlers. Break the code of silence. Because silence and fear are the fuel that keeps the entire machine running. The moment enough people see what's really happening, the spell is broken, the illusion collapses, and the empire of secrecy and control they've maintained for centuries begins to crumble. But until that day comes, you need to stay sharp. Protect yourself, especially online. If you're paying for a major VPN, cancel your subscription right now. You're under attack. The big VPNs you trusted, ExpressVPN, CyberGhost, Private Internet Access, and others, are now owned by one Tel Aviv-linked company. Many of their key people come from Israel's Unit 8200 Cyber Intelligence and Dovden Special Forces. These are the people you're paying to protect your privacy, and they're laughing at you. That's why VP.net was built in 2025. It's not another trust us VPN, it's zero trust by design. Zero knowledge cryptography, Intel SGX secure enclaves, and fully open source code. Even if they wanted to, or forced to, they literally cannot see or log your activity. No backdoors, no compromises. Privacy guaranteed by math, not promises. Check it out at vp.net/TPV. Stop trusting, start protecting. This is how you take back control.